And man, I couldn't think of better guy to hang out with on 11:30. Oh wait, 11 o'clock on a
11
Friday morning.
East
So
Coast. Yeah.
and my good buddy Jack. So it's good to see everybody. So happy Good Friday and happy Easter weekend, everybody.
I will kick in quick. Um, if you were a commercial contract cleaner, you are looking for new business development. Tagline, this is the episode you definitely want to stay on. We're going to take a little further dive into the exchange today. I want your opinion, Jerry. So, as we're getting the exchange going, we're getting opportunities post the exchange. Again, if you're a contract cleaner, sign up for the exchange. We'll show you what it's all about. But we have over 300 commercial contracts that are, I would say, 95% are active, meaning one. The other 5% are contractors are trying to find like-minded partners to work with. But that is new business opportunity. And I guess the questions I have for you, Jerry, is I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to jump into the exchange. And I guess the question I have for you, like I just got off the call with a company out of Chicago that I'm working with. I'll just say I'm citywide. And they were pursuing I guess it's not the citywide franchise. This is citywide, kind of old school, been around for a while. Good people, Mark Batista. But
Marcus.
the question came up is we posted a 27 state opportunity, and this was a distribution warehouse kind of transportation, and this is 24/7 they were running. They had a very clear definition of what the bid needed, and Mark was working to kind of protect what he had, but also he said there's this is a multi-million-dollar bid. What can I do to kind of go out and find other like-minded partners across the country? So we helped him get the bid out, and he came back that there were some good people he met along the way, but at the same time, there were some challenges with some of the smaller, again, a lot of these locations where we're in 27 states, we get into a lot of smaller markets, and some of these smaller contractors are not accustomed to seeing some of these more sophisticated type of bids. And Mark and I were just kind of spitballing ideas of what we could do on the platform. And again, what you see here is the exchange here. The map is when these little blue dots pop up. These are all contract cleaners. We're actually working to get each of the contract cleaners to post their, claim their profile, tell us a little bit about their company, so that as opportunities come up, says, hey, we're into warehouses, or hey, we're into preschools, or hey, we're in K through 12 schools, or way we specialize in hard floor care. We can really just narrow down and say, hey, within this zip code, this is your go-to contractor or contractors. But the takeaway was, what could we do? And Jerry, I don't know if you ever did national or regional bids, but how do you kind of elevate those smaller to mid-sized contractors that really haven't looked at this national opportunities? And again, they're good business. This business, they won't most likely win at the local level just pursuing it because it's wrapped up into a national or regional bid. But
Right.
what best practices have you utilized, or would you recommend, I guess, to really help educate and really help raise the bar? And again, we're trying to figure this out as we go, because there's a lot of people who are good people. They just haven't been through that experience, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So here's the first thing I would say. If you're going to be a sub and you're a small contractor, if you're going to be a sub for someone like Citywide, Mark is the cream of the crop, one of the great guys in our industry. His, it's a family run business and he's the second generation. Um, so a guy like that, or any prime, it's their responsibility to know to know let's just, this is one that I had working on for a customer. It's his responsibility to know all this, right?
Yeah.
This whole thing, right? He's got to know all that. He's got to understand that, the do's, the don'ts, the pay scales, the technical, all that stuff. As the prime contractor, him and his team are responsible to make sure that they abide by that. As a sub, a smaller company, say I'm under 500,000, I get on the exchange and I've got four of those places in the community that I'm in that I clean in, and it could double my business, right?
Yep.
Um, the bottom line is you're still just a person responsible for the cleaning. You're getting paid to do the actual hands on cleaning. Don't stress about all this, right? That's Mark's job.
Yeah.
He will
Yeah.
take care of all this, and his team will communicate this with you. So my challenge would be, um, is again, it becomes staffing as everything else is in our industry. And I began to go, okay, I need to staff 3 shifts, 24 hours a day for 5 days a week or seven, whatever that is. That's kind of where you pick up the contract and go, can I do this? And then once you think you can or you can do this, because most every company, in my opinion, there there are people on your team that want to go full time and only do one job. So this is a perfect opportunity to go full time and work a full shift, right?
Yeah.
And then you need to determine, can I work it out financially with Mark? Because Citywide's not, they're bidding it, but they realize every market's going to have a different minimum wage or different pay scale. So they know they have to flex and flow with whatever that might be. You might be in a smaller market, minimum wage might still be $10 an hour, but you pay 12 to 15 bucks an hour. And so you just have to work out the financial piece. So, and then the third piece is just do the work and do it well, because your name is still on that. And guys like Mark who land these, going to land this national contract, you become a partner with them, and they're
Yeah.
the kind of guy that calls on you to do other stuff. And not to mention, if you are strong in your partnership, then that, the stuff that's not in the contract that they can bring to you, extra stuff, extra jobs, tag work, whatever you want to call it, they'll bring it to you. So, three things, right? Number one, know that Citywide or Mark Batista is going to take care of all the jargon and the big contract. Because, when you see that under $500,000, when I saw it under $500,000, I remember getting my first university called, hey, we want you to clean, you know, 12 buildings. And I got that packet and I'm like, what in the world is that? And I went through that thing tooth and nail, and I realized after about 3 times of doing that, it's a boilerplate. And half the stuff doesn't even apply to cleaning. It's just a
True.
boilerplate.
True.
So let him worry about that. Number two, labor and finances. Make sure you can work it out. And number three, just do the work. It's not complicated. It's not complicated. So I would challenge people out there if they're looking at this, um, just breathe a little. Those are big asks. Those are big things that are happening, but um, you can, and I'm 99% sure most everybody in this business, the fact that they're in it and have survived it can handle it, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, and listen, I know Mark well, and you know Mark well. He's the kind of guy you can pick up the phone and he'll treat you like a brother, like,
Yeah.
hey, bro, man, how's it going? You know, and uh, yeah, that would be my three top things, Jack. I know I don't overcomplicate it because it's really fairly simple. And the beautiful thing about the exchange with Route is they've made it even easier. You just get on, claim your profile inside a Route. There's no money to put on the table, right? You just claim it and say, here's what we're capable of. Here's where we work, the location we work. Here's what our staffing looks like. And then those opportunities pop up and man, you're in it. So
No, I think that's half the battle. And that's what we're doing right now is getting brand recognition. I think I'm making a lot of friends. I think it's my new tagline when I hang out with people. Said, "Hey, you got a friend now in the business with the exchange here." So, one of the things that profile is so critical. I'll show you. I'll show you what my profile. I got a demo account profile for me here in Connecticut, but I'll
well,
show you what.
even Jack, just picking if you're a sub right now or a small company and you know in your area this is available, pick up the phone, call Jack, get him to put on a phone call with you and Mark or whoever his team is, and talk through it. It's not. Don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. You did
Yeah.
not go in the cleaning industry to be afraid.
Yeah.
Trust me.
There's other things to be afraid about, but this is an example of a profile. It takes all of 5 minutes. I've got kind of extended version. So I'm kind of really showing how to ump your kind of profile up. But this tells us the service, the type of accounts you're focused on, union, non-union, industry associations. So everything focuses on that. And the screen I was just showing, you get in here. And again, there's no charge to get in here as a subcontractor. If you want to post opportunities, there is a pay subscription for that, but it's nominal compared to what we're going to give you back. But if I go into opportunities and search, this is what's very interesting. You know, again, we launched this thing at ISSA last November, and as I start to scan around, these little green dots you see, these are all active opportunities. Now they're in various degrees of being awarded or closed. But think about this: if you're looking for new business, going back to this, these opportunities are out there. We're just needing good quality contractors that are not scared of having to look at maybe some complex contracts every once in a while. Or to your point, Jerry, let the prime digest the information. Here's all I need from you. Um, but I just posted one. I posted one in Colorado for a 18 location window washing at a college there, and it was very interesting to get to have to reach out to folks to get them to say, is this legit? What's the catch? So it was kind of funny that we were having to justify that, hey, this is a legit opportunity. We have a contractor that has hired us to help find them. So it's just much like a headhunter. So I would just encourage everyone, if you haven't taken a dive into it, there's no risk. I posted another one, my first project in Los Alamos for a multifamily, just day porter type of position once a month. So we go everything from large opportunities. We just awarded one in Lubbock, Texas for a 40,000 square foot, 7 day a week day porter type position. So that was great. As you see here, though, the dots are just lighting up, and there's going to be more opportunities as we kind of continue to evolve. And I see a point that we'll probably have 1,000 opportunities, if not more, every single day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I mean, really, it's, and I'm not speaking on Mark's behalf. I just know him well enough to know he's going to look out for you. He's not going to put you in a bad spot. Just, don't
yeah,
be afraid of making the call or jumping on the exchange and signing up and have a conversation. 'Cause I can tell you right now, if I was still in the business and regionally, if Mark, um, if some of the stuff fell in my region, and I mean, 3 state region, Virginia, North Carolina, DC, Maryland, I'd be like, Mark, what are they? I'll take them. Like,
yeah. Well,
I'm
here's
just,
one that just popped up this week. There was a good one popped up this week. Again, we're doing all levels. We're not focused on residential, but post construction residential we'll dabble in. We had one of our new clients post this 218 custom homes post construction. It's going to be spread out, so it's not all 218 at once.
right,
But
right.
that's people fight for those opportunities to get just to
Yeah.
swing at it. So we're saying it's right there and it's ready to
That
go.
helps
And
cash flow. Yeah.
yeah, so that's no, just some nice projects coming across. And again, I'll be a resource for you. The whole exchange team will be a resource for you. But I can't stress enough that our big lift on our side is just getting those contractors to be aware of us, aware that this is not a lead program. This is a true opportunities. These are contractors looking for other contractors. I will ask this, Jerry, because this always comes up. Well, the margins of subcontractors are not always the best. I go, well, you're making an assumption, first of all. Second of all, if the margins are tighter, I think the question, like, here's my counter to that. Again, don't assume that the margin is going to be tighter, because I think Mark wants people to make money, because when they make money, he gets less headaches. The customer's happy, and again, the customers are always going to try to drive down the cost of what they pay for it. But there's a counter to that. But one of the things that I've stressed to all the contractors that are looking at this, that have that perception of lower margins, is that what is your cost of acquisition? And not one customer, for the most part, and when I say contract cleaner, can tell me what their cost of acquisition. And that's not an acquisition. You got two acquisition costs. You got acquisition of the opportunity, just the right to find the opportunity to swing at it, then the cost to actually win it. And I would challenge those companies out there that are maybe not open to subcontracting, is at least look at the opportunity and either proceed or pass. But also keep in mind that your cost of acquisition for this, when Mark brought this and posted to the exchange, there was no work on marketing, no sales efforts on your side. It was just say, here's the 5 numbers I need. Let's get a price.
Yeah. Yeah. And these are scenarios where it's all about volume, for you too. I mean, it's great. It's
Yeah.
great. It's a
But
great
that cost of
position.
acquisition is going to be a critical conversation. And I think Ricky says it best, Ricardo says it best, is that just say, hey, you've done a little bit of medical facilities, or maybe you've done a little bit of warehouses, but it's not your expertise. But the primes most likely have that expertise. That's why they're swinging at it. So even if you have a little bit, what they're willing to do for the most part is say, hey, you got enough to get us into this space. You've got a good competitive price. We'll teach you what you don't know. So all of a sudden now you're getting paid, you know, you're getting paid to be taught how to better service an account. So there's all these
Yeah.
variables that
Yeah.
I think I just want people
Definitely
to
worth
think through.
checking into. Definitely worth checking into.
Cool. All right. Well, that's all I want to kind of talk about today. But the exchange is live. We're posting another opportunity, I think, in South Carolina today. So if anybody's out there in South Carolina, keep a tab on South
Woohoo.
Carolina.
Awesome.
And lastly, we possibly have a sponsor. So that's great news.
Yeah, we're working on it. So
Working on it. So it's a
listen,
big one
if you're
too.
out there and you want to sponsor this show, you better get on it because we got some pretty big dogs coming down the pike, and it's a good time to join us. So Jack and I are worth the investment.
Worth the investment, and we're hopefully getting ears and eyes and all that good stuff out there. But have a good Friday, have a good weekend, happy Easter to you, and we'll talk next Monday.
All right, guys, have a good weekend.